Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel. Oh, this is a video I didn't want to have to make, but I feel like I need to. It's going to be difficult, and I'm just going to let you know the struggle. As many of you know, a good friend of mine, Captain Ron, has been very sick. He's been in the hospital for about a month now. Cameraman Ron. I call him Captain Ron. Unfortunately, he's lost his battle. He passed away yesterday. And I want to say a few things, but I don't want you guys to feel bad for me. This is not about me. I'm not looking for sympathy. And I know I'll cry my way through this because I'm a softie, but I don't want you guys to be upset for me. And I'm not upset for me. I feel like I need to say that, because the most important thing, and I probably should have been a better friend and asked ahead of time, because I don't know, but according to Sarah, Ron gave his life to Christ, and he's in heaven now, and we should celebrate that. But my heart breaks for Sarah and Chase and Landon, the boys, and his mom and dad and all the family. My heart breaks for them because I've been there. I've lost both of my parents, and my heart breaks for the boys and for Sarah. Gosh. Ron Middleton was, as Houston would put it, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Ron was the most genuine, true, loyal human that I've ever met. And it's crazy because Ron and I have only been friends for a few years. We met through social media, through YouTube, and I've said this multiple times, guys. Over the last 5 or 6 years, some of my closest friends on this planet are guys that I met through this stuff, and because we have common ground. And Ron was funny and goofy and crazy and wild, and you know, he loved people. Ron always had a smile on his face. He was always happy and the most genuine, nicest guy you'll ever meet. Goofy and off the wall crazy, but genuinely one of the nicest guys I've ever known. And David Ellis said on a video he posted this morning, he's better because he knew him. He's a better person for knowing Ron Middleton, and I feel the same way. So many things I want to say, I don't even know how to put it into words. So I thought I'd come down here by the creek and where Ron camped and fished, and you know, I don't understand it. I don't understand the troubles of this world. I know that the Bible tells us there will be troubles in this world. We live in a terrible, sinful world, and some things don't make sense. Ron was just a little bit older than me and seemingly healthy. Maybe he had a little belly on him. He liked to give the fish the belly, but pretty healthy guy. Lived a very active lifestyle. To go from everything's great to in the hospital in ICU on a ventilator for weeks on end and losing your life. It hurts. It hits hard. I can't imagine the hardship for Sarah and the family. And Ron and Sarah. Ron was a very hard-working guy. Very hard-working guy. But he was self-employed, and so is Sarah. And I have no idea what their health insurance and life insurance and all that status is. But it's going to be a long, hard road for Sarah. I know. And we come up with this idea a few weeks ago to try to help build Ron's channel, help keep some income for the family so she could be at the hospital and she could take care of things, because when all this first happened, a few days after Ron was in the hospital, I called Sarah, and until she was outside, I could hear, I said, "What are you doing?" She said, I'm fishing. I'm trying to make a video for Ron's channel. It broke my heart. Sarah didn't need to be out there doing that. It wasn't her place. But she knew how important that was to Ron. I don't feel like she was out there for money. She was out there for Ron. And that broke my heart. She was doing the best she could. She was doing all she knew to do. So I got this idea to gang up a bunch of YouTubers and we'll all make content for Ron's channel. And then when he gets out of the hospital, we'll all have bragging rights that we got more views on his channel than he did. Trying to make light of a tough subject, I guess. It was never about views. It was about supporting a guy that would do anything. It's easy to say. It's easy for all of us to say, "Oh man, that guy, he's a good guy. He'd give you the shirt off of his back. He'd do anything for you." It's just, I don't think I even know how to put into words how good of a person Ron really was. When I say he would drop what he was doing and drive 9 hours to help you, that's not just something I say. He did it for me twice. He dropped everything he was doing and drove to Louisville, Kentucky 2 years in a row to the National Farm Machinery Show just to help out, just to hang out and kind of help with the crowds for our meet and greets and stuff. And he didn't have to do that. I didn't ask him to do that. He just wanted to do that because he was just that kind of guy. He's that kind of friend. And the way that Ron signed off all of his videos, I never really thought a whole lot about it. I always kind of chuckled and rolled my eyes and went on. At the end of all of his videos, he basically said, "Find a way to make somebody smile today." Because you never know, it just might change the world. I never really knew how much that meant. I never knew how much that meant to me. All the times I watched it and kind of chuckled and went on. It's like, it's just Ron. But now looking back, that was Ron. The last time we flew to Louisville, Kentucky for the National Farm Machinery Show, it was Houston and I. It was just him and I on the plane. We got off, and I had talked to Ron ahead of time. He was picking us up at the airport, and I had told him Houston had a really nice mullet going. He just got a curled mullet or something. I don't remember. Ron had this alter ego character that he dressed up as named Eugene. And I thought it was kind of goofy, but Ron loved it. And when we got off the plane, Eugene was standing there in the airport holding a a huge sign that said, "Hey, Houston, welcome back from Mullet Nationals," or something. And he was yelling for Houston when we come off the plane, dressed with a big old fake wig, mullet, wearing a goofy outfit. Not a bit of shame in the world. But he did that. He did it to make somebody smile. To make Houston smile, to make me smile, to make the whole crowd of people getting off the plane smile. He didn't care. He didn't care that he looked and sounded goofy. He wasn't embarrassed. He did it to make somebody smile because that was the way he lived. Most of you guys never got the chance to meet Ron. I get it. He was infectious, to say the least. One of a kind, very special person. And I was very blessed to get to know Ron. You know, Ron first popped up on YouTube on somebody else's channel. He was just a cameraman for Angler Up. I didn't know who he was, and he started his own channel, and I was like, who's this guy that kind of goofy, weird dude that just starts making videos about Pensacola, Florida, and he just moved there. But I got to know Ron over the years and become a very close personal friend. We talked, whether we talked on the phone, not every day, but we'd been text or Snapchat. He was the guy that would always, every day, every time he went to the beach, had to send me a video on Snapchat of the beach just to rub it in a little bit because he knew how much we wanted to be there. So when I would come to the creek and catch a fish, I'd do the same for him. In some sort of fashion over the last year or so, we probably talked more days than we didn't. Just text and stuff, you know. And I'm going to miss him. Last night we had to tell Houston. We waited until bedtime, and he was pretty devastated. Because Ron didn't care if you were 5 years old, or 50 years old, or 105 years old. He treated you the same. He treated Houston like an adult, and he treated him like a friend. And kids can see that. Kids can see when you're genuine. Kids can see right through a fake person faster than an adult. Houston probably cried for 30 minutes, you know. He said, I don't know what to do. I don't either, Houston. I don't either. It's easy to say things like, trust in the Lord because the Lord has a plan when things are good. When things are hard, it's harder to trust. And I know that. I trust the Lord. I do. And like I said, I don't want you guys to grieve for me and my family. Or even Ron. Don't grieve for Ron. Grieve for Sarah and the boys and his parents and family. It's going to be a very difficult time. But we need to celebrate cameraman Ron. We need to celebrate his life. And fortunately, we're all blessed to have a couple hundred videos that we can go back and watch. CMR anytime we want. We have those memories that we can replay. You know, we were out fishing with Ron last summer. It was me and Ron and my buddy Richie were all on the Mako. And I showed that video on his channel, and I showed that video on my channel. 3 of us catching spade fish, and Richie missed so many fish. Ron termed a new fishing term. If you hook a fish and you reel it up and it comes off and you lose it, you Richie the fish. And Ron's audience didn't know a thing about that, but he started saying that every time he'd miss a fish, he Richie'd one. Oh, Ron sure pulled a good one on us now, though, huh? I got so many stories I could share. I'm not going to make this a 30-minute long video of me crying. I think 20 minutes is long enough. But, so we've had all these other YouTube channels making content for Ron's channel. I don't know how long Sarah will want to keep doing that in the future. I have no idea what her plans are with the Cameraman Ron channel. I have no idea what Sarah's personal life plans are going to be. If she's, I don't know. We'll find out when she's ready. But a couple things I wanted to share with you guys. First off, Sarah did text me and say they are going to live stream the funeral. It's not going to be in Pensacola. They're going to go back to their home state of Kentucky and have the funeral where most of their family and stuff are. So they will be live streaming that. I don't have a clue. I don't know all the details, but I think it's Saturday, December 9th is the plan. And I'll be there, I promise. I don't care how much a flight costs. I don't know who all's going to attend. If it's just me in Houston or me in Houston DJ, she may have to stay back and take care of some things here, take care of the animals on the farm, and Emily's basketball season and all of that, but I'll be there. Even though 90% of the people that knew Ron don't have a clue who I am, I feel like Houston and I should be there. So if you're interested, that will be something you guys can participate in. The other thing, and I'll try to close with this, I don't quit talking very well, but we had the idea when Ron first got sick to do a t-shirt to help support them, because they started a GoFundMe. GoFundMe's great, I get it, but I wanted to do something to help support the family aside from just GoFundMe. So DJ and I and Sarah have been working for a couple weeks on a t-shirt design. We used one of Ron's original logos and kind of tweaked it, and you know, I didn't think we would be selling these t-shirts after Ron passed away. It was going to be used as a crutch. We're going to sell these t-shirts to help raise some money until Ron can get back on his feet, because you guys know, and I said I was going to end, but I'm not ending. I've got another story. A few weeks ago, Houston and I flew to Pensacola, Florida, and went to, I say a few weeks ago, I guess a couple weeks, but went to the Bama Bass Pond build, and then we went over to Mississippi and did some hunting and stuff, and flew into Ron's home city there, Pensacola, Florida. The trip was a lot longer than what it needed to be, because Ron and I had made plans ahead of time. He was gonna chauffeur us as usual, pick us up, and he was gonna go to the Bama Bass build and do everything. And then we were gonna spend a day or two fishing in Pensacola, have a good time, and then, well, right now, this week he was supposed to be here in Oklahoma because I'd invited him up to deer hunt this year, because Ron had never killed a deer, and we made all these plans. And when Ron first got sick, I was like, he's in the hospital. Well, him and I have plans in a couple weeks. He better get better, you know. He better get out of there. And then a week rolls on, he was in ICU, and I thought, is he gonna be strong enough to hang out with us for a few days and go fishing? That's how naive and selfish I was, I guess. And as the trip got closer and closer, it was like every time I talked to Sarah, she had bad news. He's still on the ventilator, and you know, I'd at least thought, well, I can't wait to go to Pensacola, and I'm gonna walk in that hospital and tell Ron to get his butt out of bed. I didn't know he would still be unconscious on a ventilator when we got there. So we obviously didn't get to go to the hospital and see Ron because he was in ICU on a ventilator and not conscious, and wasn't our place. Never made it up here to go deer hunting this year. I was going to put him in the cabin at Mill Creek, probably let him stay over there and camp for a few days and do some deer hunting. Didn't happen. So when we made this t-shirt idea, I thought it was going to be a temporary crutch till Ron could get back on his feet. And here we are. It's more of a memorial thing. So we have a t-shirt for sale. I will leave a link in the description box. It's not on my website. We started a whole new page, a whole new store just for this, because I didn't want anyone to blur the lines and think we were trying to profit. My family's trying to profit from Ron's tragedy. So it's not on my website. You'll have to go to the link. And if you don't go to a website, I'll put a screenshot of the website on there. If you buy a shirt from anywhere else, it is not supporting Ron. There's no shirts on Ron's Cameraman Ron website. We took all of that down. We've been working with Sarah, trying to get everything as clean and clear as possible. Unless you buy from this website right here, you're not supporting Ron. Those funds won't go to him. So it's a Shopify website. I can't quote the link, but there will be a link in the description box. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it, but not cameramanron.com and not armsfamilyhomestead.com, because I didn't want anybody blurring the lines thinking my family was trying to profit from this. 100% of the profits will go directly to Sarah. I'm going to write Sarah a check. We're going to run a pre-sale only. Listen, pre-sale is going to go from when you see this video, it'll be live until December 7th, which I believe is Thursday. Thursday, December 7th. So that we can have our, we're doing a pre-sale because I didn't know about inventory. I don't know how many thousands of shirts we might sell. But we will be doing all the fulfillment. My wife and I, my family, will do all the fulfillment. We'll get them out to you as quickly as possible. But you're going to have to bear with us because part of the pre-sale is if you buy it on the first day, you've got to wait 7 days. And then the manufacturing time. And then when they get shipped to us, it's all going to hit, I'm thinking, right before Christmas. So it may take us a little while to get your shirts to you. When you go to the website, you can purchase a shirt, or you can there's actually a product on there for a donation. If you just want to donate to the family, there will be 0% taking out of that. 100% of every penny that's donated will go in as a check written to Sarah. She's going to need all the help we can give her for a little while. So, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with grieving. We should grieve the loss of loved ones. We should also celebrate when we know we'll be together again someday. If you give your life to Jesus. Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven. Without knowing Christ, there's no way to the Father. There's no way to heaven without it. And I believe there will be a glorious celebration when we get there. We won't be rich in any fish in heaven. Let's put it that way. This is up there with one of the hardest videos I've ever had to sit down and do. I can barely breathe. But today, it's okay to mourn the loss of a good friend. But on December 9th, we're going to celebrate Ron's life. Cameraman Ron, Captain Ron, whatever you want to call him. Do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know. It just might change the world.
As always, find a way to make somebody smile. You never know. It just might change the world. We'll see y'all soon.